Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to January 1st and our Hello Monthly for the very first month of the year. I'm on camera today. I'm going to try to do this more this year. So we're here in my office. It's still a little bit crazy. Andrew's still sleeping in here. We still have a little bit of family here and a few things happening for the holidays, but I want to show you guys around my office and show you what I'm doing, where things are at. I have some things on my desk. And then today I want to share with you all of the projects that I'm doing for the new year. So my project life stuff, I have some new memory keeping projects that I'm doing, and I want to show you that over on my desk. So let me flip the camera around and let's take a little look at my office. I've cleaned it up a tiny bit, from the holidays. So let's turn this around and we will look at my office and look at my projects that we're going to do for the new year. Okay, for starters, I'm really sorry if the camera is shaky. I'm just holding it, and I'm not so great at that. I cleaned up my office. We have all the Christmas stuff out. I've sort of cleaned up my desk, and Andrew's been in here. He was painting something. You can see, look, his little palette and his little paintbrush. I came in here and my heat tool was out, and I was like, what are you doing? That kid. So one of the things that I did is I cleaned up. I didn't really reorganize because you guys know this has been organized like this for a long time. But in my journey to get everything over here where I can use it better, I've shifted a few things around. So I did go through all of my chipboard stuff, and I just, in fact, I have a couple spots that are open, like empty, like that one I kind of just filled with stuff. But I have a couple spots that I could totally use. But I went through and I just put away all of my chipboard. There was a bunch of it laying on my desk. So I put all of that away and I cleaned that up. I moved my word phrase stickers over here, which they were originally over there. And I went ahead and put them over here. So that meant that all of my Lawn Fawn ink pads and my Concord and Ninth ink pads had to get shifted. I put my Lawn Fawn ink pads over here, and then I have my Concord and Ninth back here, which you guys might have seen them there before. So I did that and cleaned all that up, and then I also cleaned up all of my area over here. So I went through all of my cards. So this is where I organize my cards by the month. So currently in here is January. So this is January 2025. So I went through all of this and put cards away. I went through my sticker sheets and decided what I wanted to leave out. This is fall stuff that is out because I need to finish my November stuff in this year's project life. I'm just getting my photos today for that. Then I went through all of my vellum and stuck that in here. So this is nice and organized and cleaned out and ready for the new year. I really suggest doing this with your memory keeping items, is just going through. It doesn't have to be a long ordeal. Just go through, check what you have. There were things in here that I had already used up that I was able to throw away, or not throw away, but throw away the packaging, or the sticker sheet that had all the stickers used up. So I did that. There's also some photos back here that I want to use they're not just 2024. There's some older photos in there. And so I made a section for that. I do need to go through back here. I think there's some stuff that just needs to slide into my album. I also went through all of this up here, so you can see that's nice and cleaned out. I have a brand new project I'm going to be talking about. When I put you up on my big camera and I start talking about the projects I'm going to be doing, I will be showing this. And then this is items that need to go into this album. And I need to start my 2025 family album and then my 2025 personal project life album. And I'm going to show you all that today. So this is stuff that just needs to go in here. And then I have some stuff out for my membership. Some one little word stuff we're doing. This year we're doing club one little word. So I'm so excited about that. It's like a book club. You get together, you talk about what, you're doing for the month, all of that stuff. And then I still have my December daily album out for last year. I'm all finished with December Daily this year. That was amazing that I did it in the digital form because I was able to get it all complete, and it's the end of the year and it's totally done. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I just never got to it this year. There's still several layouts. I'm going to leave it out right now because I really would like to just finish up those layouts. I have my sewing machine out, and this is the year, you guys. I'm going to start using my sewing machine in my projects, okay? This is the year. And this usually goes over here when Andrew's not out here. So I put all my December stuff away. I put all my planner stuff away. And then over here on this side, I've cleaned up my desk. I'm doing some digital cleaning up. I think that's really important to do at the end of the year. So I'm doing that. And then I have some stuff out for my membership stuff that I'm working on. So that is a look at my office at the beginning of the year. There's lots of things that I'm ready to do in here and get going. I'm so excited to start memory keeping. So let me put you up on my big camera, and we're going to look at the projects that I'm going to be doing for 2025. Is that crazy to say? So the projects that I'm going to be doing, we're going to take a look at those, and I can't wait to share with you. So let's get started over here. All right, everybody, welcome to my desk. Welcome to all of the things, all of the projects. There's some new ones here. There's definitely some new ones. I got to pull out one more because I have another new project. But let's take a look at what I'm going to be doing this year and what my plan is. So let me move some of this stuff over, because I'm going to show you the new things, but let's talk about the old things for 1 minute. So in the month of January, if you're following along this month, one of the things that we are going to do is get caught up with, I have my family album that there's a few things that need to be caught up in this. There's some journaling that needs to take place. I just got my November photos printed, so I'm going to be putting those in. And then I have to make a Project Life app order for the end of December. And there's some pages, throughout this half of my album that I need Project Life app prints printed for. So one of the things I want to do in January is take you along to just wrap up some of these projects. Sometimes I feel like everything has to be done by the end of the year. And while I do like to wrap some of these projects up in a reasonable amount of time because I'm starting new projects, sometimes it's just not realistic. And definitely with December, with the way December went and doing December Daily, sometimes it's just not possible to get the family album wrapped up. So definitely my family album for July through December is really thin this year. I totally wish that I could have gotten this all in one album, but it's like just enough that I can't get it in one album. And of course the first half of the year is really thick. So it just wasn't possible. This is probably the skinniest my second album has ever been. There wasn't a lot that I documented in August. I'll kind of talk about what was happening the end of last year that contributed to that. But this is the second half. I will wrap this up. So just some journaling, drop some photos in. That will it will not take that long at all. The next project that I'm wrapping up from last year is my personal album, my personal Project Life album. So this is a gray album. You can see it is pretty thick. It is, I believe this was an Allie Edwards album, but it was gifted to me, so I'm not exactly positive. I think it was Allie Edwards because it had the 4, or Studio Calico. I know Studio Calico does the 4 rings as well. This is a personal Project Life album. So my family album is really about everything that's just happening in our life. It's our kids, stuff that's happening at my husband's work. Yes, I tell the stories, but it's really an overview of our life. There's lots of different voices in there. My personal Project Life album is a new project I started last year, and I absolutely loved it. And these are stories that are more my stories. They're more things that I want to talk about. And they're really things that are on my heart that I think about And I started in February of last year, and I was using the Stories by the Month by Ali Edwards. That's what I will continue to do this year. And the setup is very simple because it is a 6x12. There's not a lot. I don't have a ton of stories that I'm telling that are just my stories. And so this setup works really good. I just used the monthly 3 throughout, and then this was pretty much my setup for the whole year. So you'll see, like, here's March, here is April. Okay, and then the other thing that I did in my personal Project Life album is I did Stories by the Month for all of my regular stuff, like Stories by the Month from Ali Edwards. Then I took this project from Hepa, who is, let me see, I bet it's on the back of this. This is who she is. She's my little journal on YouTube, and she did this, created this product to do this project called Me, Myself, and I. And what I did is I bought the digital kit from Studio Calico, who she like teams with for a product, and I enlarged everything. So you'll see these prompts and sort of layouts throughout my year. The project or the process is meant, you do it in a month. Like, you take your birthday month and then you do all these prompts and you can put together a mini album. She had this sized at 3x8, so you could do a 3x8 album, which I think is great, but I'm not good at committing to, I already have monthly, like December daily is hard enough for me to finish in 1 month. And like, even if I do October daily, it's like just doing something in 1 month never works. I never figure out how to have the time. Also, because I film and I share, it also makes it really hard. And so what I did is I just took the prompts, I made them bigger so that they would fit in my 6x8, and then I did them all throughout this entire album. So throughout the entire album, you will see different prompts. And this is really just my stories. They're just things about me. I really love the way that this ended up turning out. I loved using the product from Ali Edwards, and doing it July was one of my favorites. I did this with the circles. I just loved it. So with this one, I have all the way through August, and then I have this set up through December. I just need to finish this little set. So I will do that. And it's just a lot of, like, there's some journaling I need to do. Really, that's really it, is journaling. And then if I need to do any embellishing, but I even have embellishments tucked in, and then Avery index tabs. I will probably do a dedicated video to walking through this and talking more about the layouts, but that's my personal Project Life album that I started last year in this. Now I will be doing this again in this same size album. So a 6x12 with these page protectors, exactly like this. I will keep going with my prompts. I'm not going to start over this year with Me, Myself, and I, but I have some prompts that I have not used, so I will finish those out. And for that, I will be using this album here. This is a 6x12 album, and this I got at Hobby Lobby. I ordered online. I don't have a Hobby Lobby that is close to me, but I ordered online. When I ordered these, I think I ordered 2 of the black ones, and then I have a striped one, and they were less than $15. I think they were like $13.48, and so I just ordered several of those albums, and I think it's about the same size. Again, there's months that I don't, like, I only do 1 page protector and that covers the month, and then there's other months that I have a few other stories that I want to tell. So I'm going to do that in this album. You'll see me decorate this up. It has a little pocket here, and it pulls out so you can change that out. So you will see me do that. and I will be doing this project again. So I'm very excited to be doing that. So I have that album out to start. And then of course I will be doing my family project life. I'm still going to do that in 12 by 12. I have my mint color. I get my albums from scrapbook.com. Several years ago, I purchased 4 in one go. So I always have a set on hand to start the year now. And then in January, I'll purchase 2 more, and those will be for next year. So I just always have a set on hand. So I will keep doing Project Life, my family album. Okay, next are some brand new projects that I am so excited about. I will be doing One Little Word. So that is one that I will be doing, but I'm going to be doing it in the Scrappy Spiral Notebook, which is by Hepa. I just showed that. She does these. And in my membership group, we are doing Club One Little Word, which is just like a book club. I've always been hesitant to really share my one little word in that way, because in no way do I want anybody to think I'm trying to copy Allie Edwards or steal her. It's her class. She leads the class and the workshop every year. And I'm not trying at all to steal that or take that over or make it my own in any way. And so this year I thought, I want to have a smaller community. She has a big community, and I've just never felt like I fit in, quite honestly. You know, in any community, you have to put in effort to be a part of that community. And at this point, her community is so big that I just don't feel like I fit in. And I also have not taken the physical workshop in several years. And so for my membership that I do, that you can join here on YouTube or through my website, I thought it would be really fun to do Club One Little Word, which is just like a book club when you get together and you discuss a book you love and you just have, you know, some discussion and some thoughts about it. And this year, instead of doing One Little Word in a 6x8 album, which is what I've always done the entire time I've done Project Life, I've always done it in a album. I did it in a 10x10 album one year, and then I usually do it in a 6x8 album. And sorry, the camera will stop shaking in 1 minute. This year, I'm going to do it in the Spiral Notebook. So in my membership, I have created some really fun product for this. Like, I have a sticker sheet that we can cut out. I have some cards. I put these on here, and then I've already picked my paper for this year. My word for this year is breathe. I have this opening page. It says deep breaths. And then that's as far as I've gotten. I'm getting ready to work on this and get January set up. But I'm going to do my one little word in this. Now the layout for this notebook is just the columns, and I may use the columns or I may cover it up. You can see that I've used paper to cover this up and to start my album. I think I also did it on the very back. Oh, I didn't. I thought I did. But I already have my paper picked out, and this is how I'm doing one little word. I'm excited to stamp more in this, and I'm just looking for something something a little fresh. I am feeling like I just want something a little different for memory keeping, and I think this is going to be a great answer. So I'll still do one little word. I'm doing it in the Scrappy Spiral Notebook. And then I also picked up another Scrappy Spiral Notebook when she released her last release. And this is the memory keeping one. So it has the 4x6, the 3x4, and then it has a couple other layout. I think it has one other layout, I guess. And I really like this idea. The only thing I'm nervous about is I'm not great at resizing photos. I'm kind of like the girl that just prints her photos and goes. I don't like trying to resize my photos. So I'm hoping to find a really easy way to be able to like do my photos smaller and like that it's not a big deal. That's why I picked this layout, is because I felt like it was the easiest size-wise to dive into. I have no idea what I'm going to use this for. I have no idea. I keep like racking my brain trying to figure out what I could use this for. Something, you know, for something. I'll do something with it. I just have not figured out totally what I want to use this for, but I got one of these to be able to use and create with. Okay, the very last thing that I'm adding to my lineup this year is this. Okay, so I totally made this. I'm making this up. I'm making it up as I go. So I recently fell down the rabbit hole of watching Everyday Explorer like mini albums. You can look up on YouTube Everyday Explorer mini albums. Now, I've tried in the past like traveler's notebooks. That the size didn't really work for me. But I love the mini passport traveler notebook layout size situation. I love watching people do this. I love just being able to take one photo and do some documenting with it and have fun with it. I also want to stamp more, and I want to be able to use my product in a different way than I have been. And I think the thing that has been hanging me up is the size of 12 by 12 or even 6 by 12. When you have a size like this, I feel like it's really hard to stamp and use stamps in that journaling kind of way. I mean, sure, you can make Project Life cards, but I've never really liked the idea of making Project Life style cards. It's just not the thing that gets me excited. So while I like the 4x6, or I don't know if it's 4x6. I think the Everyday Explorer notebooks are like 4x6. I love that idea. But again, I want something simple where I can just print out photos and it's not difficult and it can be quick. So what I decided to do is in Craftmas, if you remember, I had an Erin Condren notebook that was dot grid that I had bought by mistake. So what I did is I uncoiled that and I snipped the coil. I still need to bend the coil. I'm gonna do that here in just a little bit. I cut the dot notebook down, and this is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. And the reason I did that is because I still love the idea of large photos. And I wanted to be able to still use large photos in a project and not have to like go somewhere special to get them printed. I love the 12 by 12 photos and the 6 by 8 photos, but I have to do that through the Project Life app and it's expensive and it takes time to print. But 5 by 7 photos, you can get those. That's a standard size photo. So what I did is I cut that notebook down. I covered the front of it. I put this simple everyday snapshots. That's what I'm calling this. I did the front and the back. This paper will make a comeback. It's going to be used in my title page for Project Life, so you'll see that and I'll talk about that. I put it on this coil, and then I've done a couple things just playing around with it. The first thing I did is I covered the front here. I did use a brad. So the idea is that I'm not going to worry about the embellishments I use. I only put like 25 sheets on the coil, and I thought I would try this because I'm thinking about getting a cinch machine where you can have the coils that are like this. And you can make your own notebooks. And I thought, if this is something that I like, I wanted to use stuff that I had on hand. I had thought about going and buying all the things. I thought about subscribing to the Everyday Explorers, those mini notebooks. I also thought about purchasing something, but at the end of the day, I thought, I don't want to spend any money if I don't know if it's going to work. Why don't I try to just go in my craft room with all the millions of supplies I have and make something to see if it works. And then if it does, I might get the cinch. The punch I'm looking at getting anyways, the part that punches, so that I can add things into my scrappy spiral notebook. But if it ends up working out and I like this idea of having something spiral like that, that would be a perfect use for that. So again, I have to turn my coil down. I have to fix that and trim it up. I've just left it open just in case I wanted to take it off for some reason. I did the front and then I did the inside here. And then this is the first page I did. I did this, I had taken these photos when I had gotten my hair colored, and I picked a purple that was very purple, very pink. It wasn't a mistake. I picked it, but it was just sort of a funny thing that happened. And I ended up really loving it, and it was fun to do, and I wanted to document that. So this is the first page I did. You can see that I did some stamping, which is what I really want to do. I want to be able to stamp. So I did some stamping, and that worked out, and then I used some stickers. But then the great thing is that like this 5x7, I sized this so that 5x7 photos would fit in it really easily, and I could do a big photo. I really love the impact that really like large photos have, and so I thought 5x7 is perfect. I just got this printed when I got my November photos printed. I just got a 5x7 printed, and then you see that it fits perfectly in there with a little bit of a border on this side, and then the border over here is a little bit larger because of the coil and it going on there. But I feel like this could be so amazing. And so this is my, what did I call it? I called it my simple everyday snapshots, and you will begin to see layouts with this. And I'm just going to try it out. I have a little tray that I'm using. I'm also using sticker paper on this. I have a ton of stickers and a ton of paper. Y'all know, if you've been following me long, I have a craft room full of stuff. Let's just use it and see. This is my year that I just want to try things out and get creative again and get into my supplies and use all of the things that I have and not just chase after something, you know, new that I see to just go do it and then it not work out. I really just want to see. So I've created 2 of these. I actually might give one to a friend who's wanted to get into memory keeping, but I think the hang up for her is the 12x12. I think it's overwhelming, and I'm going to share this with her and see if it's something that she might want to do. And then if so, I'll give her the other one that I made. Okay, so that is the last brand new thing that I will be doing. So that's the lineup for this new year. Is of course my Project Life. I will be sharing those on Tuesdays. Project Life Tuesday will be back. I'm going to share my title page and setting up my new album. We're going to wrap our projects up this month with finishing up our 2024 Project Life. I will have some resources for you. I have already picked my calendars for this year, and I will be doing all of that, and you'll see all of that. On Fridays, I will probably be posting things like this or from the Scrappy Spiral Notebook. And then in my membership, we're doing Club One Little Word. I have some, like I said, I have some product to give everybody. I made some cards. I know there's some people that are joining One Little Word for the very first time. And then I'll be doing my personal Project Life album, as well as still some traditional 12x12 pages that I do with my membership as well. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, checking this video out. I hope that you will hang out with me this year as we do some memory keeping, and I help you document everyday moments. We are just going to keep it simple, but we're gonna get creative, we're gonna have fun, and we're just gonna make the most of our memories. So thank you so much, and I will catch you in my very next video.